Alright folks, what's going on? ColorPick, you already know, so we're back at it again, folks. So today we're going to talk about how to stay productive when working from home. I think this applies all the same when you're at work, but especially when you're from home. Like for me, my thing is I've got a WordPress and I do a little bit of designing through some of the Adobe products, XD, Photoshop. But anyway, regardless, I'm in that browser all the time. So work productivity is essential. So today I want to highlight some Chrome extensions that I use to stay productive. Stay live. Alright, again guys, as I said, my name is ColorPick. Let's go. So we are about to get done with the chatting. You jump into the computer. Follow me. Before we do hop in though, I want to highlight, guys, listen, if you haven't by now, you need to like, share, and sub for me, please. You don't have to ring the bell. I'm not a stickler for that bell, but if you haven't on the ring it, you go right ahead. Do you? Here, I talk about front-end web development. I talk about designing, coding. So some of this stuff you haven't quite seen yet, but we're in the progress right now. So right now, again, today, we're going to be highlighting some Chrome extensions. And then the next videos to come, so we're going to start highlighting some designing and a little snippet of coding. So stay locked, stay tuned. Again, if you haven't by now, go ahead, give me that thumbs up, go ahead and hit the sub button. Stay locked in, and there's plenty more to come. Back to the video. All right, guys, here we're checking out some productivity tools here. So my first one up is Momentum. So this is a very, very cool extension. Let's do this. Let's go to the three dots in the top right corner. So we're on Chrome here, the ones who just joined in. All right, we're on Chrome. So now we're gonna hop over to more tools. We're gonna go to extensions. So once we go here, I could have totally done this in a new tab. So we got our extensions here. I will actually open up a new tab. We'll have Momentum come back. And this is where you will go. You'll see your list of extensions. From here, you have 3 lines in the top left corner here. You can go here all the way down to Open Chrome Web Store. And here is where you go to the wonderful world of Chrome extensions. So the ones who are new to it, this is that area where you go and they have extensions of all kinds. It's just, you name it, it's all here. Fun little tools. I'm using one, or I was. Let's actually see if I can run that one real quick. Custom cursor. So this is awesome. You want to come in here. I actually have one I'm actually working right now. So I got a table tennis one. So it's a cool one. You have a ton of different ones. It's ways to have fun. You keep doing this stuff. You just want to have fun doing it sometimes, right? So anyway, you come here. I'm going to hold that to the side though. So here's Momentum. The name of the game is you set up an account, get that situated. And here is where it lets you know your name, and you can do your email. I've done this already before. And then a password. All right, so we get fired up. We set in our information, and then now some of this is similar, kind of the same here. You have links over here. This is where you can work the Chrome tab, and you can go into the Chrome apps or Google apps, let's just say, and you can also use Google search right from here. Or use any of the other ones. I actually have another extension. I have a ton of extensions, but DuckDuckGo. But so anyway, I'm on the Google one, and this is where you can add some locations with your weather and all that wonderful stuff. So the name of the game though is to minimize everything that's on your screen. It's to get all the clutter out of the way, because usually when you pull up Google, you get to the main page. A lot of stuff you've already searched before, just a lot of mess in the way. Here is kind of your Zen space. So if you allow for it to, it will take control of your browser, right? You go into it, you'll start off with this. You got a nice little word of the day. You can immediately share and like it and all that wonderful stuff. But if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. This is the perfect time for the video. So in order to make sure you get things done, I'll highlight the first section first. Just focus for the day, and then we'll entertain to-dos in the bottom right corner here. All right, so what's the focus of the day? Learn more React, JS. And this will be my main thing for today. I can always edit it, clear it, and do all that kind of stuff. But to-dos, this is where you can get more stuff done, called client at 2 p.m., something like that, right? And then you can get your list of to-dos and knock those out. If you did not accomplish all of them today, you can always move them to your inbox. And of course, depending on the plan, if you get a plus plan, you can add yourself a new list. All right. So that's that. All right. So momentum is the extension, momentum. All right. So another extension that I like to use for productivity, I'm going to go for ones I kind of see right through here. Everyone should have Grammarly. Grammarly is the go-to. You don't have to worry about typing out things so grammatically correct all the time. It really kind of mess up the flow state of when you're typing things. So Grammarly is absolutely a fun tool. Let me see if I can do a quick spell checker. And let's see, got all this stuff going. I have a spell checker I'm pulling up, and I just wanted to come here so that I can just kind of type something out here. So this is so we come in here. I intentionally messed it up. So this is grammatically correct. So is it grammatically correct? And it's not. So as you can see, that is where it comes in handy. So Grammarly, most of us probably already know how it works. For the ones who don't know how it works, it's going to fix up some of your mess ups. So this is how it is out of the box. It does a deeper dive on a lot of content and things that you type up, from emails to all kind of letters, your cover letter, you name it. It'll cover all those things, and you can do it in a super deep way, but out of the box. Some of your almost easy to solve grammatical errors can be tackled with it. So this is what I just did. That corrects it. It highlights it. You see it, and it reads through most things that are in the browser. It'll pick up on most of these things, and it'll pick it up and allow for you to make those appropriate changes. Or you can just use a tool I have right here that I'm at smallseotools.com, a grammar checker if you need it. But this eliminates going to one of these. I just simply went here just so I could have a space to type. But that's an example of how this bad boy works. So Grammarly is a cool one. Next one is Window Resizer. Now, a lot of the devs out there are going to probably tell you to go to Inspect. And then obviously from Inspect, you can go over here to the top corner. There's a short key for it, but I'm going to do it by a screen so no one gets lost here. So this is where you can go toggle your devices. So you can go from a laptop. If I slide it over some more, we'll have a little space here. So we should be able to 4K, although I'm not sure why I'm not seeing it right now. So we got laptop, there it is. So 4K is way out here. We have your large laptops, your average size laptops, your tablets, your large mobile phones, medium and small. So you can make it all happen from each of these. If you ever wanted to work out responsiveness, test your CSS chops, making sure you have things all in order, nothing breaks. You can always set those that way or toggle them. And you can always set the different devices that are made available through the Chrome dev tools, and set the throttle to if it's a different layer or tier level phone. You can do all those kind of things and change the orientation from landscape to portrait. These are some cool things you can do. So that's a way to do it. Or you can use that extension right here, the one I'm talking about, which is called Window Resizer. You can go in here and then work out those same sizes. So it'll just grab your whole screen. It'll grab the whole window in Apple on your Mac device or Windows device. So you just grab it all and you can put it on the orientation that you want to set it on. Obviously, it's going to just kind of kick it over. It has a little wonkiness, but it'll kick it over. But this is how you can sometimes get a true feel too of how a browser will respond to whatever particular device you're using. So super awesome. Totally check that out. Let's go to something else. I just want to go to something else. It's on the brain, so I just figured I'd just go here. Let's go here to MailChimp. I'm going somewhere, folks. If you're wondering, I'm just going to a site so that I can flex the next Chrome extension that I like to use. The next one is Webpage Screenshot. This is freaking awesome. So here, I love to use this tool. We all know about, screenshots, all these cool things, and it gives you these options. So you have the regular screenshot where you can just hit the save screenshot. So it's a regular screenshot. Here you go. Right on the part that you can see in your window, right? So go ahead again, we can get the same thing, but this time we can do a fixed region. So it's going to screenshot this same area, but then you come over it, and then that's when you highlight certain parts that you want to highlight. So we got that. You can always download it, copy it, print it, or share it. So these are cool little tools you can, extended features you can do inside of this thing. My favorite one, hands down though, is the one in the middle. This is auto scroll. So you honestly may have to Google this one though. The Webpage Screenshot. I did not see this in Chrome extensions. They do have some lookalikes that play all the same. So they may do the same thing. So don't quote me on that. Again, you'll be using all these extensions at your discretion. You kind of just get in, plug and play. I just want to show you some cool ones that I use for my level of productivity. So I'm not sure if this one comes out right. Here we go. So as you can see, it goes all the way down. It gives me a whole layout of this entire home page, this whole landing page. Granted, some of this stuff had animations, so you'll catch some of those too. So that's the downside of it. But more than anything is I don't need that. I got a pretty good gist of what this page looks like. And if I ever wanted to replicate it, I can always bring it in as a reference. If I bring it into a tool like Adobe XD, it does wonders. So that's another one that I use. Moving on, we already here. I'm just gonna leave it here. We'll entertain the next one is VisBug. So this one is an amazing Chrome extension as well. And here, this whole area is your playground. So you can kind of go here and do some amazing stuff. I'm gonna kind of narrow it down because MailChimp's page still does its thing. As you can see, when you use this tool, everything still does its thing. So a little gist of what it does though is you can get different measurements. These are some of the features here on the left-hand panel. You can get different measurements on what is where. So that's a big deal when it comes to designing and wanting to know placement and different blocks, different aesthetics throughout your entire page. If you were to create a page or whatnot, that'll help you out. Get a little information on each of these different sections. So this is the same stuff that you can pull up from the Chrome Dev Tools. I will show you that, but I want to make sure I keep this as short and sweet as possible. But anyway, you can work this in, get a little information, your div. And this one, in this case, has a div, a class of layout, has the color, line height, margin padding, all some pertinent information that can kind of come in handy if you were kind of replicating, if you will. The level of accessibility, this is super key. This is a way to assess. Again, all these are made available already in Chrome Dev Tools, but sometimes these are presented in a fun and funky way with some of these extensions. VisBug is one of them for sure. So I can see what the score is, which this score is very well on accessibility. As you can see, what it's looking for is foreground and background. So is it a good contrast between the two? Contrast simply means lights are lights, darks are darks. So this score is high, which is a gimme. I mean, black on tan, that's the easiest way to go. Super light on super dark. All right, so move. This is an example. Now, naturally, you can move some stuff around. In this case, this is a container, so we can move these. So we can swap these on top of one another, and you'll grab it right from there. But you can move it around. If you ever want to see something look a little different, that's a good way to do it, which you'll never do it this way. I mean, maybe you would. Hey, to each their own, but this is ugly. But it's cool, though, how you can play around with some of these things and manipulate them. That's cool. Also, another one, you have your margins. You can set your margins on these. Margins are already set. You can manipulate those. Same thing with the padding. And then you also have flex box aligns. You can play with a little bit of flex box if you wanted to in here. So if I ever want to do anything with that, I can do that. I'm going to show you all this stuff. Hue shift. We can come in here, prime example, the color of this right here. I can come over here, immediately change it. Here you go. the font or the text. I can make that change over to white. If I were to pick it, I change that over to white. There you go. See, so you can really serve up some really get some touch and feel going on with something that's actually live, and you're not damaging the site by any means. This is just a cool, fun place to play. So it gets pretty deep. I don't want to get too lost in it, but that's a super go-to. You can always click on it to remove it, or I think the escape button probably works as well. And then another one is Lastpass. Super handy. Lastpass is certainly the way to go. I can't harp that enough. Lastpass is super amazing. Everyone know if you're not using it, Lastpass is where it's at. So it's very super safe. It's where you can store all your passwords and keep all those nice and secure, and make sure that whenever you go to your specific sites, let's use a sample. All right, so this example is my site on the back end of one of my WordPress sites. If you come here, the way that works is everything already in place. So Lastpass takes care of that. You always click on the little dot, the little Lastpass icon, and all your passwords that are set for this, you can always fill them in. It fills in your username and password. All that stuff is taken care of. It stores onto the site. So that's an example of it. Freaking amazing. It really helps you take hold of your take command of keeping up with your passwords. Super essential. So image downloader is the next one, and this is pretty straightforward. This takes care of some serious heavy lifting. So as you can see throughout this entire page, these are all the different assets that are available for this site or even associated with the site. So anything we're coming across here, as you can see some of the stuff here. If I ever need to just kind of snag some stuff for a little inspiration, I'm able to check the boxes and do multiple downloads, or I can take that individual image and open it to a new tab. Again, you can do all this stuff in the Chrome extension, but in the Chrome Dev Tools. But why would I do that? Why would I do that when I have the ability to easily now, through a process of using the image, like something so efficient like the image downloader, and just grab all the assets, grab what I need. And then after that, what you'll do is you can save it to a subfolder and rename the file as it downloads. The only weird thing about that piece is, I guess you actually do it here. I never personally did it that way, but you can change all the different names of all these images as you checking them off. You can rename them all right here and then save them to a specific download folder. I just let all mine run to downloads, and then I'll handle it accordingly. But regardless, is the ability to go down through here and snag all assets. This works on most sites. So image downloader, again, using each of these at your discretion. I'm very comfortable with these. So I like it. Show your support though. If you are using it, I showed my support. Show your support and do your part if you're going to use the tool. It'll help. It's very, very essential. It really is. Another one I want to highlight, again, like I told you, all this stuff can really primarily be handled in the Chrome Dev Tools, but it's when you have these extensions like these, it makes life so easy. This is certainly one of them. So let's see if it's going to be mean. It's not. It's cool. I want to see this first part work. I hope it does. It looks like it won't. Let's see. Will it do it? It's probably not going to do it for me, but this is pretty darn cool. So this one is called Stylebot. Okay. So Stylebot, I'm going to have all these listed here in the description below, but this one is super amazing. So this is where you can get ready, kind of like VisBug. You can make changes and stuff and tweak up different parts of the web page. So check this out. The first one here, this part's not going to work for this page. This probably works when you're looking at emails. So readability, you can actually change the layout of some emails and make it much better to see by highlighting with readability. So that can change everything out, and it makes it easier. It gets rid of all graphics, get all those things out of the way, puts it on a very plain page with straight text. So a lot of you devs out there probably know this, some may not, but it's super cool to use that feature when available. All right, so I'm gonna open up Stylebot. You can work this panel. You can have it on the left or the right side. I'm not gonna change it right now, but if you have it right here, where you can change those. I'm leaving it right over here. And this looks familiar, right? You got the little inspect here. You can go ahead and make some tweaks. So let's play with Let's keep it simple. Let's just play this right here. So as you can see, right when I click on it, it immediately took me to this H1 with a class of hero_title, and also with a class of H2. We're going to do something simple. Let's do something a little more obvious though. I'm going to change the background to yellow. There we go. As such, so you wouldn't think it's a fluke. Background green, so you can really come in here and do some serious manipulating. And what I like about this, what I like to do is when I make those changes, I like to come in and then I like to immediately copy and paste this right out of here. So I'll do something like this call to action button. It's an anchor with the anchor tag. Called class of call to action primary. I can change that background. Let's change the background to transparent. Here, so now the border is still set. So you get a cool little funky looking, funky looking button. You can increase the border and do all kind of cool stuff. But I would snag that code, grab the whole thing, cut it out there, paste that into whatever I'm doing. In my case, I pasted it into the custom CSS section of WordPress themes. It's a good way to spin them up and get a nice cool look. So this is the way to go. Stylebot's the name. Again, it'll be in the description below. So in here, this one's super, super cool. So you can definitely do this easy in VS Code. This is my same version of that here in the Chrome extension. It's pretty straightforward. It's called Lorem Ipsum generator, and it does just that. What I love about this is how you can make multiple paragraphs if I just need some beefy content to help with putting together some aesthetics on a web page. I really need to see some stuff look like a certain way quickly, and I don't have any actual content. I will spin some stuff up. Everybody already know that's what we use all this stuff for. So you can create lists, little bitty bites, some words and paragraphs. I'm gonna flex this paragraph for now though. In this case, I got 2 of them. Let's just go with 1. What I like about this is we can work it in plain rich text, which a lot of these WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get, kind of text editors will kind of just work off the rich text, or you can flip it over to HTML. And now we're rocking these paragraph tags. Freaking amazing. So it's prepped for code and for those WYSIWYGs. So there you go, copy, paste, voila. You have some dummy text. All right, moving on. So next one is ColorPick Eyedropper. This one's freaking awesome too. What I like about this one is too, I've got this one. I wish I could remember who helped me out with this. I was watching a YouTube channel. I gotta give him a shout out, but I can't think of the person right now. But what I like about this one is, I think they told me one similar to this. But anyway, what I like though is it made me stumble across this one. It's because of how it pinpoints. Check this out. What I like about this thing is when you bring this in to get a color, look how on point it is. I'm gonna show you though. It comes in handy when I want to reach for tiny stuff like this. I love that green right there in the magnifying glass. Let's grab it, shall we? And I'm able to ease up there and snag that color code. In the smallest of places, I can grab color codes, RGB, hex code, and then you can do all kind of stuff from there. You can go to these different settings where you go to your history of what you've highlighted. You can go here and start doing some colors that will complement this color. So an immediate complement. So you can do all these different facets of working off of one color. So it's really, really cool. So again, this is called ColorPick Eyedropper. Super duper essential. This one called Site Palette. So if it works successfully, it's going to build out a site palette right here for you, or should I say a color palette based off of a particular web page or whatever it may be. And obviously I know I can get this one right here from Google's main page. So here you go. You got all your different color codes, all the different colors that are associated with that page. This is so amazing. So you can share that color palette, or you can just bring them in here if you need to be inspired a little bit. You can work out some of this stuff too. Download as a sketch template, Adobe Swatch, so you can really flex these colors in so many different ways. So I think it's absolutely amazing. The flexibility with this is endless. And yes, site palette is super awesome, man. So totally put that into the mix here. Wappalyzer. Let's go to MailChimp because we're still on MailChimp. Why not? So Wappalyzer, this is, oh man, this is so cool. So when you're first new to dev and the web development and stuff, it doesn't matter who you are. You start hearing the lingo and you start hearing tech stack and like, what is all that? And this is a good way to get a good grasp on that. So most people know MailChimp, all right? So we're gonna use this Chrome extension called Wappalyzer. So again, all this will be in the description below. You can click on it and it lets you know their tech stack. It lets you know what they're using for analytics. If you don't know what the heck analytics is, it gives you a little rundown, school you on analytics and what that stuff is all about and how much is being tracked. All that cool stuff lets you know in the world, like all the different stats on the different tracking tools like that. So analytics, Facebook Pixel, all this stuff. So it lets you know the whole rundown. So absolutely amazing. So let's hop back real quick. I don't want to clean anything else. I want to show you an example of it. If you were to click on each of these, it'll tell you what it is. As you can see, did you know? You probably did not. So they use React. So it's built on React and some miscellaneous tools, Webpack. You learn about these different things. If you don't know them, guess what? School yourself right here. Web servers that are being used. A/B testing. They were doing a little A/B testing with this one. CDN, their cloud delivery network. So this is what they're using for that. So you can learn about a lot of different things on your own with this extension. This is cool. So you get to learn about these different sites and the tech stacks they use. If it's something that interests you, or you can really kind of really see what this looks like when you really put all this together. It's freaking amazing. So Wappalyzer, where is that? Love it. I got Resizer. I love this one. I gotta find something that I can use though. Let's use one of my designs I made. I've done all these designs in Adobe XD. Disclaimer. Let's grab the chef hat. I'm gonna bring it in here. I'm gonna resize this bad boy. So if I go back and take a look, it is sized under properties. The original dimensions are pretty huge. I didn't realize I had 35 by 3500, so that's pretty darn huge. I'm gonna keep it as a PNG, but I didn't even have to even check it. It gave it to me. So it's in height. Let's change it down to 200, and then let's save it. So as you can see, once we save it, it completes it, and then that's when you're able to save it again. I'm just gonna save it as bait. And then I'm going to save it under my download, take it over, and then now it has been resized 200 by 200. So cool, right? So this resizer tool is absolutely amazing. Obviously, for my ones who know better, you already know if you're scaling anything up this small, it's gonna be super pixelated. You're wasting your time. But if you obviously want to scale something down huge like I just did and bring it down to something smaller, it's going to still keep all that intact. So be mindful of that. It depends on your options too. You have PNG, JPEG, various reasons, but it comes in handy. Tidbit for my freelancers out there. Toggl track. I'm pretty sure you already know about it if you're freelancing. So Toggl track, you can let yourself know what you're working on. Hit the play button. That starts your time. If you ever want to just track how productive you are or how long a specific task takes and want to be able to get that and deliver that to a client so they can help you spin up better estimates of the service you're going to provide for a client, this is the way to go. All right, so Toggl track. Again, this will be in the description below. All right, there you have it, folks. I gave you a few tools in there to use. They're right there in Chrome extension. So take a look at those. Some of these are pretty hot, some may not be. Who knows? But what I want to say is a little disclaimer. Again, I don't get any kickback for this. And at the same time, too, you're using these at your discretion. So take a look, plug and play, see what works best for you. But the name of the game is to create a code that's so systematic that your work becomes seamless. So your productivity goes through the roof. Until next time, folks, KDev00, we out.